Dreams of these are what secrets do you hide? The poison has its way, clouds my memory of all the brighter days, the way things used to
I'm Jamie Dufour. People call me Doof. I'm the captain of the Violators. I was born and raised in Tracy, California. It's a small town in the Central Valley. I went to high school at Tracy Joint Union High School. Go Bulldogs! And I went to college at the University of California at Santa Cruz. I got into hockey at Santa Cruz. My friends were playing floor hockey. It was just running around with cheap sticks and hollow plastic pucks. Then we got into roller hockey, and I played that for off and on for about 10 years. And then finally they got into ice, and they finally talked me into playing ice. Before hockey, I played a lot of softball. I loved softball. I was playing 4 or 5 times a week, to the point where my arm was dead. I couldn't throw anymore. My shoulders were shot, so I really needed a break. So I took a break and got really fat. Now I'm glad I'm back into hockey. I write as a hobby. I'd love for it to be a profession eventually. I've written a novel that I keep editing, and then started a second novel that hopefully I'd like to actually write to finish this year. I'm just starting my 6th season with the Violators. My first season, I joined the team. We had a slow start. We had some key injuries. We reorganized the defense. We brought in a new goalie, and once all that happened, we didn't lose a game the rest of the year. Won the title. Next season, they bumped us up to lower bronze. Unfortunately, probably 2/3 of our team were not really able to keep up with the lower bronze pace. We didn't have the requisite super ringer. Like every other lower bronze team had a silver level ringer on their team. So that was a real disaster for us. They moved us back down to copper the next season. We won the title. Just rolled right over everyone. That season it wasn't even close. Everyone knew who the best team was. Because we were so good in the 3rd season, but we refused to be bumped up again because the last time that happened it was a real disaster. They made us get rid of 3 of our top 4 skaters. So we lost Zane, we lost Patrick, and we lost Fred. Not a great season. We had a slow beginning. We did a little better at the end, but we finished 1 point out of the playoffs. A little frustrating season for us. The next season, we lost Drew. We moved Jimmy from goal out to defense. We brought in Brendan to cover for Jimmy. Brought in some new players. That was the key for us, was getting Jimmy out of the net and then bringing in the young blood, the Jillian, the Jakes, and the Johnnies. And that's the 5th season, and we had a sort of mediocre first 4 or 5 games. You know, we won, lost, tie, won, lost, tie. Then we went on a run that took us all the way to the title. So our 3rd winter title in a row. My theories on beer league hockey are pretty basic. When I first started playing hockey, and I had friends send me videos or links or show me plays, and they would do these things, and all of these plays and all of these breakouts and all these face-offs and they were all NHL based plays. Now, after playing 3 seasons, I realized all that is bullshit. All that is really bad coaching. because we don't play at a level of competency to execute plays like that. It's not just one person on these plays. You need 3-4 players to execute these plays properly. That's never going to happen. So I started thinking about, well, what can we do? What are the basics that we can preach? What works in a beer league hockey? And it came down to a very simple principle: shots on goal. The team with the most shots on goal almost always wins here. I have a Dufour's rule, and that is an ugly shot is always better than a pretty pass. And I really believe that. The Blue Meanies have such beautiful passes. They pass these just perfect passes into the slot or out the point. They don't have the cup. We have the cup. Why? We have more shots. For this season, I obviously would love for us to defend the title. We've won 3 titles, and the first 2 times we won, we haven't been able to defend. We've had down seasons. I would love for us to continue to build, keep the consistency going. There's always change of personnel, both with your team and the opposing teams. So there's things you can't control. That's my goal. My goal is to hoist that cup again. Tonight in Game 1, we get to play the Dragons, who we faced in the first round of the playoffs just last season. Good team. They played us, in fact, they played us a lot closer than I thought they would for the playoffs, for them being the number 4 seed and barely sneaking into the playoffs. But so they are getting better.
What do we know about these guys tonight?
They're Dragons, good guys. They're the SpaceX guys.
Bunch of engineers.
You say SpaceX? Yeah. We played them way too close in the playoffs. Let's put it this way. It should not have been a 1-goal game. You know?
No, it should have been a 2-goal game, except for somebody played 0.
You guys are coming off the championship.
Shut up! Shut up!
No pressure.
No.
It's not too early to, get your money back.
That's right. I thought about that.
Hey, on Friday night,
Yeah.
the Duke backhand.
Duke back in?
Locked it up to the top of the slot. The goalie went, whoop!
Haven't played it this
He put his hand up and it hit the top of his goal, went over his shoulder. It
Yeah.
go in. It went in.
Did you
They used to play in PCHL.
It was so hilarious.
They see the ball.
Once again, congratulations for winning. Title. Now for once, that's 3 winners in a row that we have won. That means that there's 2 springs in a row that we haven't we haven't backed it up, right? We have not held on to the cup. Let's try to hold on to the cup this time. Everyone, this is Rich.
Rich.
Are you Rich? This is Darren.
Hey, Rich. Right?
So they're new. Shots on goal. Passes are nice, but we don't want nice passes. We want shots on goal. Because out here, my minimum here is 10 a game, 10 a period. I want 30 shots a game. 30 shots a game, you're gonna win. You're gonna at least score 3, probably 4 or 5 out here, and that's way more than enough to win. So just no one here is gonna be mad if you don't pass it. Put it on net, and then you crash the net, play the rebound.
We'll be more pissed if you pass it to us.
Yeah, if you don't pass the blue line.
One of my favorite moments was when I think once Buddha apologized to me for passing it. He came to me after the play, apologized.
I'm sorry, dude.
Also, you know that Rick is here because you can smell the Bengay. Woo! Smell it, man. It smells
Oh,
like, it
man.
smells like the time the Lifesaver factory burnt down.
Hey, it's covering up the Bud Light stench.
Window breathe.
My nose.
Almost done with that too. That's a wake up. Who needs caffeine? I'm just gonna sniff your knees.
An early goal puts the Dragons up 1-0. Another goal puts the Dragons up 2-0. A bounce from a goaltender's best friend helps keep the game at 2-0. A great save by Brendan keeps the game alive. A goal at the end of the first puts the Dragons up 3-0.
You're hustling good. We just need two things. We need more shots on net. We're getting shots. We're not putting on net. We need more shots on net. The other thing we gotta worry about is they're really right now. They're playing three forwards. You know? So we're getting 2-on-3s on line. So that's just skate hard and shit, guys. It doesn't matter. We're having fun.
The Dragons' goaltender was on fire during the second period, yet again blanking the Violators.
Problem is, normally, when you play, when you have a bad game, you start playing out of position, you start chasing, you sort of lose your focus, and that's what sort of happened. They got those first three, and then we sort of lost focus in the second period, gave 3 more. Number 1 goal is shots on goal. Let's get some goals. Just skate hard. We're going to play a little back. Make sure that if the team does speed in, somebody stays back. We're doing a better job in the second period.
They increased their shot count in the third period, but it just seemed like they couldn't get one by the Dragons' goaltender.
And Tom, I was down there on Tom, and I said, "Hey, give up a couple rebounds, will you?" And he said the magic word. He goes, "It's been a long time since I had a shutout." And both me and the other player go, "Oh, you said it. Shouldn't have said it." And then, lo and behold, within a minute and a half, he gave up for a goal, lost the shutout. All right, guys. Walk of shame. Walk of shame. Hey, I had a great game. It's like I told the guy at the beginning of the second period, I was talking to one of the Dragons, I said, I'm glad you guys didn't play like this in the playoffs. And he was saying, yeah, we're really good at the beginning of the season. I said, well, we're the opposite, you know? Remember that, guys. We have the cup. So it doesn't matter. Today doesn't matter.
Next time on Violator Nation.
Brandon has the right attitude most of the time. He saves our bacon all the time. He's like a young guy at a new job. He's willing to work for nothing, and he's putting in more effort than anyone else. Ryan is a guy who not only is a great skater, super smooth. He makes that straight line skate very deceptive because he has this very slow side-to-side gait. Got a great little snapshot, can roof it from pretty close up. Has a bad habit of hitting posts. But seriously, great guy.